Let's fucking go, bitches. Oh, hello. Welcome back, gentlemen. I do love that we all actually got on at a decent time. We ended up talking for ages.
We're still slightly earlier than we normally would.
I know. Welcome back. A really quick recap. So, after a fight with some ferocious demons, the stone golem, who has befriended the party, Orson, was told to run by Giri. Unfortunately, he found himself in a Yeti lair, and after a brutal and bloody slaughter, the party found Orson and were able to bring him back to his creator, Cirros. Upon arrival, you were able to choose an item from his large archive, well, the Cloud Giant's large archive, as Orson was taken to have his memories observed by Cirros, the Cloud Giant. Most of you found some interesting items. A item called the Bloodblade, an earring of perception, a circlet of some knowing, and a stone giant's club. Daviak also found a map of the different dragon layers, which he found out contained the layer of Faz'ath Gorrs. Got there in the end. Faz'ath Gorrs, the dragon's lair you were looking for, as he said, a certain spirit, a strange demonic spirit, who was spawned from these crystals that you fought these demons at, was looking for Faz'ath Gorrs' lair, potentially for something inside it, for any hoard that was left over. So, we begin the session. We ended last session with Daviak basically pointing out on the map, this is it, Faz'ath Gorrs' lair. Get your stuff ready, prepare yourselves. We're off. Very, very soon. You've still got about maybe half an hour till Orson's done, having his sort of memories looked at and scanned and essentially taken out of him and having some put back in by Cirros. If any of you wanted another quick look around this area, I know some of you didn't necessarily find some items and you were looking for very specific things. So if people wanted to continue having a quick look around, obviously this is your reward for bringing you back. Yeah, just roll an investigation. We can see what you can maybe acquire.
15.
15. All right. Hold on.
And for some reason, Glyndon and Docker here.
Did they ever leave?
No. They're still in that brothel, actually.
They're still just chilling in
it's
the
hard
capital.
work looking through a library.
All right, so Giri, you have a look around, and last time you were looking for some armor that would potentially be a little bit better than the ones you've got. Some armor that Goliaths would wear. However, looking at it, you realised Goliaths didn't really wear. They don't wear necessarily amazing armor. They are people predominantly that live with the stone giants, though they are known to live with other clans. But they're more simple folk. They are more like berserkers, barbarians, than skilled fighters with different armors and blades and things like that. So they generally wear lighter leather armor and padded clothing and things like that. So you weren't able to find anything. But taking another quick sort of look around, you do find a couple of things that might be quite interesting to you. First, you find a rather cumbersome belt. Not necessarily cumbersome, but the leather of the belt is hardy. Upon the front, what languages do you speak? What languages do you speak?
I believe Common, Elvish, and Orcish.
Okay. So you see on the front a symbol that is very, very similar. It's very, very similar to Orcish, but it isn't Orcish. It is. It's like how sort of like we share some symbols with other languages that we recognize. And in Orcish, it means sort of like homeland and family. But this belt is not Orcish, and the insignia of it is not in the slightly more jarred method that you would write Orcish. It's probably another language that shares a very, very similar script to Orcish. but it does seem like this belt has some property. Looking at the inscription, the belt, it is a belt that belonged to a dwarven king a very, very, very long time ago. The dwarven king in question was Sir Mataril Horkath. He was back in ages and ages and ages gone, when Ambyr was actually just a bunch of clans. He led the dwarven clan to a pretty miserable defeat, actually, it turns out, where they had to hide within the mountains. But he was famed for his strength, his rigorous constitution, and his great plumage upon his face. His rather voluptuous beard. His rather voluptuous beard.
Do I grow a beard when I put this on?
This is a belt of dwarven kind. And maybe you do, maybe you don't. Are you putting it on?
Yeah.
Cool. You don't grow a beard.
I take it off immediately.
Yet. I'm joking. While wearing this belt, you can increase your constitution by 2 to a maximum of 20. You have advantage on charisma persuasion checks made to interact with dwarves and others that speak dwarven. In addition, while attuned to the belt, you have advantage on saving throws against poison and resistance against poison damage, dark vision to 60 feet, and you can speak, read, and write Dwarvish.
Oh my god, what an item.
I know. It is a
Dwarven belt, is that what it's called?
Belt of Dwarven kind, yes.
I'm guessing that's a famous item.
It is a fairly famous item, yeah, you can look that up.
Have you tweeted it at all? Or is it...
Nope, it is exactly as you would find it online.
So if that ups my constitution, does that mean I can add that additional to my hit points?
Yep, until you take it off.
Oh boy!
So I believe that means you can add 12 to your hit points, your maximum hit points, which is pretty good. You're a little bit of a tank there.
136.
Yeah, that's insane. Mittens, you are walking around, and you are in this moment. So you had a look for like a cool blade, and you found the blood blade. Was anyone interested in the blood blade? Or was anyone not taking it? That's fine. Leave it there. It was a pretty creepy item, literally made from the blood of an ancient being that killed so much its blood became a weapon. And you're now looking around for some lighter items. And you do indeed find this small, sort of bright green shard on a small little chain, on a little golden chain. The shard is, I say it's bright green, but it's almost like a fade, so it's almost like white on one end and bright green on the other. And in the white end, it's opaque, you can't see through it, but as it sort of goes to the green end, it becomes very, very see-through, almost like an emerald. But it is very uncut, very, very loose. And it seems that this shard hails from the Feywild. It has the natural essence of the Feywild and is known to have some very distinct properties when attuned with and when attached to certain items or on one's person. When one extends their body to abnormal limits, it is said to be quite... I guess the best way to put it is wild in the effects that can happen, as it is, the Feywild, as you'd all sort of have a decent idea, is a sort of a land of just pure magic. There's magic in everything. There's more magic in this blade of grass than there is in the magic weapon you're holding right now, kind of place. So you can imagine that in such a place, it is, just constantly teeming with magic, and a shard, a little crystal of this, could definitely be either useful or maybe not very useful. You don't know.
What if you found a crystal from the Feywild, yeah?
Crystal from the Feywild, yeah. If you wanted to pick that up, JJ, I can send you over the description for it.
Yeah.
So, I'll send you over. I should just send over the description in the chat. So it's a small shard that can be attached to a weapon of your choosing. While using this weapon, whenever you roll a 1 or a 2 on a roll to hit, you must roll on the Barbarian Wild Magic table. This effect also occurs if you exert yourself beyond your regular limits, such as entering a Barbarian's Rage, using the Fighter's Action Surge feature under the effect of a haste spell, or use the Rogue's Evasion feature. When you roll on this table and gain a feature that refers to the Barbarian's Rage, if you don't have the Barbarian's Rage, treat this like concentrating on a spell. So that's that. Anyone else want to roll, or are you just going to spend the next half an hour just meandering through the area?
Yeah. I mean, I've already got my.
I mean, if you've already got your things, then there's no need. You each get like one thing. I think you said
I'm rolling investigation.
Stop.
It didn't go very well.
Balzanor, you're kind of looking around, and you're like, oh, there's just. When do we get to kill something again? Jesus.
Exactly.
And it's really cold in here, and you just don't like it. None of this is good. You can't concentrate enough to read all these plaques of all these different random fucking things and everything like that. You're just getting a bit frustrated in and of yourself, a little bit impatient.
Oh, I want to kill something.
Exactly. So you don't really find much of interest. Maybe you can find just a potion of healing, just a regular healing potion. If you want, you can add that on. But otherwise, that's about it. There was that club from last time that you did find, if you wanted to take that.
We were talking about axes, but is that not going to be here, or is that later?
I would say with a 6 investigation, you can find some hand axes. They're not particularly magical.
Yeah,
but
probably...
you can find them.
I'll stick with that nice little club that I've got.
Cool. So that club, I'll add it to your thing. Essentially, we'll just change your own club to have a magic bonus of 1. It deals 1d10 damage instead of 1d8. And it does double damage against things not made of flesh and bone. Like constructs or certain golems
beware.
And certain plants maybe and things like that. I don't know every creature out there, but maybe we'll see.
Call me Sledge.
Absolutely. Is there anything else anyone would like to do within this half an hour space? You don't have to be looking through this thing. You can be, I don't know, just chilling out. Daviak seems he's got the thing he wants. Even though he wasn't originally part of this deal, he's just taking this map, sticking it in his back pocket, chilling out by the entrance. Just sat around waiting for things to happen.
Can I go and speak to Cirros while he's working on?
Yeah, of course. So, if you remember last time, so you came up this big elevator, and there was 2 rooms. There was one room on one side, the massive archive. The other room, his workshop. Now, in his workshop, there was another door that led off into another sort of adjacent room. And as you walk into this very, very large, very, very voluptuous room, you notice a few things of interest. So in this large room is a huge depiction of some kind of tree on one side, engraved upon a very large door. It's around 20 feet wide and easily 60 to 70 feet tall. It's massive. Its many branches reach out to different scenes depicted on the door and the walls around the room. Each scene shows people who you can probably assume are cloud giants in a matter of places. In one scene, they seem to be stood before a vast forest. In another, they seem to be on some sort of boat sailing, but instead of through water, through the clouds. In another scene, they're by a large volcano, and there's all sorts of different things. At the center of the trunk, there seems to be of the tree. There seems to be a slot in the wall for something, like a cutout of the wall. It's just sort of like in this orb shape, nothing in particular. And all around this slot are weaving patterns made from some of the lower branches of the tree. Beside the door are two huge angelic statues that look like they're made from literally like pure gold. This is definitely a very, very vast and magnificent room, but once again Cirros has just turned it into one of his workshops. Inside is you see Cirros with Orson in some kind of contraption where it's like there's a big base and then a like a metal sort of curved arm almost holding Orson up from like the neck. You'd almost think he was being hung, but he's definitely not being hung. He's just being sort of held in place while this gem, rather the two gems of his eyes, are being examined by Cirros a little sort of like a couple of feet away on this rather large desk. There's all manner of desks and different things about here, and Cirros's got this large sort of like eyepiece, which is sort of like a, you know, like one sort of eyepiece, and then it goes into many smaller ones and many smaller ones, and he's tinkering with this thing.
Yes. What is it? I'm not quite. I'm nearly there. Not quite done yet. What is it?
Just a quick one. I wanted to see if I assume Orson's coming with us when we go to do our searching.
If he chooses, I suppose he's awoken. He's a person now. I guess sentient and everything.
I don't want you to change his nature because he's very well natured. But does he have any sort of combat mechanism? Because we get as a group we get into a lot of issues, and it would be good if he could just maybe defend himself, not be outright aggressive, but if he was attacked, he could fight back.
He sort of puts down the one of these little gems he's holding.
Well, you see, the problem is that all of my golems are actually outfitted with several arcane systems and protection runes that allow them to fight. They deliver quite a heavy punch, and they have certain magical bursts and beams that they can do. But you see, the problem is I'm Cirros. Orson is now awoken. He is like a child. Those golems had this almost written into them, into the runes that I carve upon their bodies. But Orson's broken. He will have to learn these things. I can maybe help out. I'm adapting his memories. Maybe I can add in a memory or two that might make him think he fought once, and therefore maybe have some idea of how to do certain combative things. But otherwise, I guess it's up to you all to give him a lesson or two, maybe. Maybe jog his memory once I place these memories within. But otherwise, yes, he should be right as rain. These golems are able to protect themselves against all manner of different creatures. They're obviously pretty strong things, as I'm sure Orson has told you. I was actually just looking through the memory just earlier on of how he carried the weight of 3 of you. Imagine that, the strength of that bearing down upon you. That's what my golems can do. So, yes, I'll see what I can do. Leave me work a moment. Was there anything else?
No, that was everything. Just got to look after my boy, you know.
Okay. I respect that. It is quite heartwarming how you've taken him in. He seems to have grown a fair liking to you, Giri, doesn't it?
Yes, Giri.
Yes, he's giving a thing a name, giving it a personality is well. It's
Sorry, Nevado? Couldn't hear you. Just bitching in the corner.
She's very maternal.
Where the fuck are you from?
It changes every week.
That's the thing. He's a mountain druid, but every week it's a different mountain in different places all across the bloody world.
Actually, Cirros, while you're here,
yes.
I picked up a little stone on our travels, and I feel like it's got some magical properties, but not sure. Could you give it a little look with your eyeglass?
Oh, yes, of course. Just hand it here. And he
takes it and he puts it way up to his eyebrows.
Ah, I see. Oh, yes, this is quite interesting. Yes, this seems to be a telepathy rune. Merely hold this item and think about speaking to someone, and it appears you should be able to speak telepathically with other creatures.
Is it just a one-use thing, or?
No. As far as I can tell, as long as you're holding it, you can speak telepathically as long as you like. Doesn't make much difference. Who's
the least? Okay. Oh, sorry.
Be careful, though. There does seem to be a few cracks and dents within it. Shouldn't temper its abilities too much, but I would just be careful using it too much. But as far as I'm aware of it.
How many times would you say roughly I should use it a day?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's not part of the magical properties of it, so I can't exactly see with my eyeglass, but, well, shouldn't do too much harm. It's only some scratches and things here and there. Should be all good for you.
Hand it back.
Thank you, sir. We'll await you downstairs.
Yes,
I'll be out of your hair soon.
I've not company in 200 years, my boy. This is actually rather exciting.
I'm a lady!
Oh, well, my lady, you're wearing the mask. It's all very confusing.
I'm not wearing the mask here.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway.
I'm just going to slide out. And as I do,
I'm
going to take the telepathy stone. And Balzanor's just going to hear in his mind, "You're a twat."
It is in your voice. So
Yeah,
you just suddenly hear a woman's voice in your head just going, "You're a twat." You do, it seems you have to be within range of someone, so I forgot to mention you have to be within 30 feet of them.
Oh,
but you don't.
It's nothing.
But you don't have to see them.
Okay.
As long as you know where they are, their exact location within this place. Well, as long as you know this person is within 30 feet of you, you can speak to them. So if someone's visible, if someone's hiding, but you know they're near you.
Do I like whisper it, or can I just hold it and that's enough?
You just hold it and think of what you want to say,
that is subtle.
and it speaks through. Yeah, and it speaks through the telepathy stone.
Okay.
Yeah. Cirros gets back to work. Is there anything else anyone would like to do during this time? Or
is why I can never go back to that town.
You're a twat. Yes.
Can I hear a response? Can he respond, or can he only hear me?
People can respond to you after you've spoken, but that is it. So they can't just telepathically speak to you. You have to say something to them, and they can give one response back.
Okay.
One sentence response back
from someone who's just like, "What do you see?" "I see da 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 da," and just runs out, "Dickhead, da 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 da, dickhead, da 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 da." Powered by insults. Horrible stone.
Oh, absolutely. After about
I think
another
Nevado wants
20
to speak.
Oh, you want to speak? What would you like to do, Nevado?
Have we had a long rest at all?
No, you've only been here about half an hour. If you guys want, you could say you're taking a
I
short
thought we only
rest.
had half an hour left.
Well, yeah. So you've only been here half an hour, and then there's a half an hour left of this, of this process that Cirro's doing. It takes about an hour. So if you guys wanted to say you could have taken a short rest during this time, then you can. You're only, it's light activity. You're looking through an archive, really. It's not combat or anything.
We had a long rest on the stairs, didn't we?
You did, yeah.
So you should be charged up. I can't see what you used anything for.
I don't think you actually used anything last session after the long rest. So yeah, you should be all full. Though maybe you aren't all full.
So can I switch out one of my spells?
Yeah. I'm happy to say we
If we've had a long
switch
rest.
out one of your spells.
Hello.
Something useful, please, Luke. Yeah.
I just want to switch out scrying for kind of.
For Cone of Cold.
Well, where are we going? Into a lair.
So you're going into
Kind
the
of
lair
all past
of
wall. I'll put it to the
Faz'ath
group.
Gorrs. Faz'ath Gorrs was, in life, a red dragon, as far as you are aware.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, I'll take scrying off the Cone of Cold
I think that's
Okay.
a good trade.
for now.
yeah, sounds good. So,
Because I imagine we're not going to need that.
say you don't know. So, another 20 minutes, half an hour passes, and Orson is the first to come out. And you know he's the first to come out because you can hear his heavy clopping of rock across marble floors, that's slowly cracking each of the small tiles that are there. Hello there. I'm done. I did it. I got the memories and stuff. He did the thing to my
I
noggin.
conk him on the head with my stick.
Yeah, just that thing. And then he does the same to you, just dunk dunk, but very very lightly, very very lightly.
Oh,
Because he's aware the last time he tried to knock a thing off, he killed a bird. So
Oh,
as far as he's aware, he could just kill you with his touch. He doesn't really. He's 10 years old.
I like to think as soon as you touched him, you just heard this really deep voice go, "Defense mode activated," and all these like rocket launchers popped out. Lasers trained on you.
That is where I was going. I wasn't thinking of a little gentle tap. I was clonking him on the head to see if he knows how to defend himself now.
You're properly hitting him. Oh right, okay. Roll to hit.
Yes.
Roll to hit, I guess. If you're actually trying to properly whack him.
Can I say? I'm guessing I can't say this doesn't do damage, right?
No, I'm perfectly happy saying that it doesn't deal damage. You're just trying to knock him on the head. Oh lord. Yes, you you whack him once.
Does either one of them hit?
Yeah, they both do. So you whack him on the head once, he does nothing. Whack him on the head another time. You're not trying to deal damage, so I'm happy to say it doesn't, but you get him right sort of between the eyes. Oh. Wasn't very nice, Mr. Stout. I thought we were friends. You're like me.
You're right, Luke. There is a bit of delay.
I think there is a little bit of a delay, yeah. Hold on. Put your hand up when you can hear this.
Oh, sweet
Oh,
baby,
God.
Jesus.
Oh, the delays.
That is-
He's in a different timeline.
Oh my god!
That is... Yeah,
Yeah, the delay's about 5 seconds.
yeah.
Which is
It is fine. Have you tried disconnecting and reconnecting from the internet on your thing and the call and stuff?
He's left
We'll
a couple
figure
of
it out.
times already.
Okay, we'll continue, and just put your hand up, and I'll happily go back to whatever I was talking about. Where were we? Yeah, so you knock him on the head a couple of times. He's a bit upset. He's he's a bit upset. He's just stood.
Still cold on the chat, Luke. Still ice cold.
He's just sort of stood there, a little bit upset that you bonked him on the head so hard. Obviously not really dealing any damage, but that was right between the eyes, and he's a bit annoyed. It's more in the sense of you guys are his friends. He doesn't really want to attack you or hurt you at this present time. You almost get the sense of it. But make me an insight check.
Nevado or anyone?
I'd say anyone at this point, because if we wait for Nevado to do it, it's going to take ages. Anyone who would be looking at this. Okay, 14. Yeah, so you're looking, so you've seen that, and he does almost, when you do bonk him on the head that second time, there is almost a flinch. Not a particularly skilled flinch, he's, getting into something, but there is a thing of, a thing that wasn't there before, a definite sort of sense of self-preservation that he maybe didn't have before. So Cirro definitely, has done something as you've asked. But we'll get to see what that is the next time we get into some combat. Unless you'd just like to ask him to do whatever now. I mean, you can just ask him. But
we like surprises.
fair enough. As he comes out, he walks up to you. Oh, Giri, I'm back. I did the thing.
Well done.
Thank you. I was very brave.
You were very brave. You were a good boy.
Thank you, Giri.
That's all right.
Cirro marches out, very, very puzzled now, sort of combing his beard in his hands.
Gentlemen and Giri, could I have your attention a moment? Those things you fought, I was just looking at those things you fought in the by those crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Did they happen to look anything like?
And he walks into the archives and comes back at like a minute later. This, and he puts down the shield. Now the shield is sort of classic three-pointed shield shape, curved edges, still got the sort of 3 points. And looking at it immediately, you can tell this is for a slightly larger person. This is for a person probably, to wield this you'd need to be at least like 10 feet tall or something like that. The shield itself is also slightly, it looks a bit like rust, but it's a little bit too red to be rust. And as it's sort of coming over, it's not peeling bits of the metal back and things like that, but it's almost like corroding and a corrosion over what was probably once a gleaming, bright, golden shield. Upon the shield is indeed an image, an engraving. The engraving is, in fact, of the same things that you fought, the echolots that you fought in front of those gems. The canine figure with the sort of large bat wings underneath its forearms and the slightly elongated muzzle of a canine, slightly elongated neck as well to hold that sort of very, very powerful, stunning screech. And upon confirming this, Cirro just stands there.
This is very interesting. Very strange as well. You see this shield. It's actually it's celestial in origin. It belonged to a celestial warrior long ago, apparently, who battled against fiends and monsters of the many planes of existence that would threaten Celestia, your people's heaven. These celestials were called the Deva. I guess the creature on the front was a creature from the battle won, but it's strange. These creatures have now ended up here. And if they are fiends, I mean, I know reward for a battle won, but what celestial in their right mind would cover their shield with a big picture of this horrifying thing and this corruption over it? It doesn't make sense.
What was the name of this celestial? Who wielded this shield? Or is that not important?
I honestly don't know. The only thing we know about the Celestials is that they were very, very powerful. They were pretty great in their ability. They were, in fact, it seems, the one to bring down the Great Devourer. A large race. Well, I say Great Devourer. That is a slight mistranslation. Its original name is let me see. It's infernal. The Tarask. The Tarask, yes. This being brought that beast down. I've no idea how.
Piece of piss, mate.
But yes, a mighty powerful Deva. This was given to us by I believe by someone. It has been here definitely most of my life, and I've always been confused by these crystals.
And you also do look, and as you pulls it closest to you, you see the eyes of this creature are made from the same crystal that you saw earlier on. Those large crystals, these bright red crystals with a slightly warm glow and slightly warm to the touch as well. He goes,
How very strange. Well, I did hear that there was all sorts of problems with some tower down south. Maybe there's something from there. I do not know.
He walks back and puts the shield back.
What is there? Is there anything else I can get for you while you are here? Another pot of tea or something for the road, maybe, if you need anything. You've all been very kind to me, and I have to say I rather hate to see all of your demise.
Who's talking about demise?
Oh, just, these northern wilds are a little precarious for you, smaller types.
We can handle ourselves. Thank you very much.
Well, and I've seen your handiwork, yes. Yes, I'm sure you can.
Just one passing question.
Yes, of course.
Did these celestials and fiends have anything to do with the dragons at all, or no?
The dragons, not that I know. I mean, as far as I'm aware, the Deva would battle against any threat to Celestia. I guess if a dragon were to threaten it, they would fight against it, but it's this corruption. It's that strange thing, as if it's not even a piece of Celestia anymore. And Celestial, the most highest of high, holiest of holy things in all of the worlds. How very strange. No, as far as I'm aware, not much in common with dragons or draconians or dragonborn or anything. I guess a dragonborn could be a celestial if they worked hard enough and more died, but that's by the by. I'm sure something like that could come about. Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I think that's everything.
Just one last thing before we part. I've got this cloak that seems a bit odd, but I can't figure out what it is about it.
oh, yes, of course.
Walks back in, grabs his little magnifying glass.
Ooh, a fine cloak. This is I believe, a cloak of the winter wolves. A certain amount of times per day you can, turn yourself into a winter wolf, it seems.
God damn.
Yes,
In D&D terms, he basically explains that once attuned, an amount of times equal to your constitution modifier, you can turn into a winter wolf as a bonus action every day. I will give you the stat block for the slightly modified winter wolf that it is to make this item fair. But yeah, while in the winter wolf form, it's like wild shaping, so you retain all of your mental statistics, and you can speak any of your languages that you know telepathically to any other creature.
Is it not a bit sacrilege to turn into a canine as a feline?
He does, however, warn you, as you've asked Cirros to look at this with his seemingly magical spectacle. He does warn you there is a little bit of a caveat with this item. If you are reduced to 0 while wearing this item, you need to make a charisma saving throw. If you fail this save, the next time you turn into a winter wolf, you cannot turn back unless you are reduced to 0 hit points again. If you don't reduce yourself to 0 hit points by 6 hours of being a winter wolf, you are a winter wolf. That is it. Mental statistics and all. You are lost and become a winter wolf.
very, very sadly,
But hey, then you guys can have a pet. One of the other characters. I'll get you the. I've got the thing here for it. I think I might have got something wrong. So if I just go there, and then JJ, and then I'll send you to this. Send you the stuff for that on Facebook. There you go. I think I might have got it slightly wrong, but there you go. Got those things on Facebook. And if you would like to attune to it, I can grab you the. I can allow you access to the stat block as well.
Yeah, I mean, you said you've modified it, so I'm guessing the.
Yes, so there you go. Boom, there you go. Alright, with that said and done, Cirro offers you one last pot of tea, though Daviak is very, very persistent that you make a move. He's been pretty quiet this entire time.
And on mission.
Yeah, was sort of listening intently at, the information about some kind of celestial and these echolots and things, and that seemed to grab his interest briefly, but otherwise, he's been pretty quiet. Yeah, like you say, man on a mission, already stood at the stood on this large lift, ready to go. It's about sort of like 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon now. So by the time you've gone down the lift, walked down the mountain, you'll probably have a couple of hours travel in you before you eventually have to head back to sleep. Then you can continue your way from there. By the looks of this map, it'll take you maybe a day from here. It's not actually too far, but it does break beyond the borders of the forest, so you'll be travelling along more mountainous and slightly colder terrain, but not for too long. As you are descending down this large chain thing, you see Orson just going, "Bossy, nice meeting you. Thanks for doing stuff with my head." He just waves with his big old hands towards Cirro, who awkwardly waves back. A lot of the other golems as well, you notice, are looking at Orson a little bit weirdly. They've never really paid much attention to you, but Orson they are particularly staring at as he passes along.
He's free.
Yeah, he's different.
Orson.
Ben, you've made an error on the Winterwolf stat. You've given it 180 strength.
Ah, that is
Also
18.
very strong animal.
Change that.
Don't know if I can.
You
JJ,
can if you click the little cog in the top right.
Not said anything and then just done a strength check.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have. My God, you should have. Anyway,
Sorry,
you
I told you about this 130 dexterity.
You head back down the mountain. Head back down this large sort of chain elevator. These golems on each of the corners, sort of pulling you down. There is a heavy, heavy thud as you hit the ground, and you can continue on.
We're now going to Faz'ath Gorrs' tomb, yeah?
If that's what you want to do, if that's where you want to be going.
That's the next thread, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean that's the way Daviak's going, as he
follow Daviak
pointed out. So if you guys want to go, follow Daviak. If you don't, hey, we'll figure it out from there. As you are sort of traveling back down this way, it's no checks required to just travel back down the path, though it does take a fair few hours. Daviak is paces ahead of you all now with this map in hand, and he's constantly studying it, constantly looking at it, constantly transfixed by it, looking at different bits and muttering to himself, and occasionally putting the map sort of back in his back pocket, only to you think oh wait, one sec, let me just make sure, and he constantly looking at it again. Orson's a little bit ahead. He now feels a lot more free. You've done the thing that he needed to do, so he's just walking a little bit ahead and then next to you all and trying to make idle conversation and different little bits like that. You make it down to the bottom of the mountain, easy enough, and you head out towards the woodlands. You've still got a couple of hours left in the day. I'll say the day passes very, very easily, very, very slowly, as well as you just finish off the last little bits of the forest. There's still a couple of miles to go before you end up having to bed down for the evening. As you are bedding down for the evening, it seems that there is a bit of a light snowfall, although the later and darker it gets, the heavier and heavier the snowfall gets as well. And I'm assuming you're using your tiny hut to protect yourselves during the nighttime.
In the magic ball.
Are you in the magic ball, or are you not in the magic ball?
Unless there's a reason not to be, I'd probably just put it standard.
Yeah, fair enough. In the magic ball, Orson on lookout. Daviak, again, not sleeping, offering to take the first watch, and even this time he tries to just not wake anyone else up for the next watch. He's constantly studying this map and studying different things. And not also like looking around at the different areas and being I wouldn't necessarily call it paranoid, but he's definitely now like a lot more on edge about, okay, I've got this, nothing can go wrong now. Nothing, we're on this is the last leg almost. The night passes. I'll take a long rest, refill anything used up, not that I think anyone used much up. And as we begin a new day, the snowfall is still beating it down pretty hard, and as soon as you take away the tiny hut, you feel the harsh winds that blow down today. It seems not necessarily a storm's coming, but some bad weather's coming in. As you get up in the early hours of the morning, there is a little bit of a mist that hovers around the area. These very, very tall, very, very large trees sort of like looming and protecting you somewhat from the blizzard, essentially. But it's within the early hours of the day as well, by about midday, that you end up out of the trees and in the open road along to the mountain. Could everyone make me, like I said, any like we've done before, any kind of survival checks, anything you would like to do in order to travel to the lair of Faz'ath Gorrs, which seems to be this very, very large mountain, apparently an old volcano, according to Daviak, as he makes some idle small talk in the morning.
Does anyone else want to take athletics? I normally take it, but happy if someone else wants to take it.
Take that as a no. You can roll athletics if you want.
I rolled survival just so someone else does it.
Survival, that is sadly a fail. As you're trying your hand at sort of remaining with the group a little bit today, and yeah, you don't really, especially with the sort of like the cold and the storm and everything, it is, very, very hard to see. And even by the late afternoon, it's quite hard to see even just, 40, 50 feet in front of you. It's that kind of wind and things pulling down. Who's next? Balzanor?
It's survival, but it hasn't come up. So, might be a waiting game for me.
Might be a waiting game. That is fine. The internet is a bane to us all. Mittens, what would you like to roll?
Perception then, if I can, looking for dangers and things like that.
Yeah, of course. Roll perception check. Because you've got like expertise in perception, don't you? So I'll say, you can negate the disadvantage I would regularly give for this storm and everything coming in. But 14. All right. We've had better rolls in our day. Daviak's took a straight survival. Okay, you got a 17, but still, that's sadly only 2 passes out of 5. So, the day meanders on. Is anyone doing anything, talking about anything essentially during the day that you're just walking now to the lair of Faz'ath Gorrs? Anything on anyone's mind or anything like that, or are we just hightailing it, getting there as fast as you can?
Hightail in.
I'm gonna pull out my lamp and start asking it questions.
Okay, what do you ask it?
Just like, and you can like hold it up and like try and like hold it steady, and then just like shake for yes. Is there someone in there?
It shakes.
Just hold it again. Do you understand me?
It keeps shaking.
not going. Can you stop?
It stops.
Oh.
Do you need help?
It shakes.
Oh.
Push it.
We haven't established clear parameters.
Would burning the candle inside help?
It stops, and then shakes, and then stops, and then shakes, and then stops. Roll me.
The system.
Roll me an insight.
Roll
12. Even with a 12, I'd say like this is very, very sporadic. It's almost like it's going yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, which you can only assume means it doesn't know.
Okay.
It doesn't even know what the fuck's going on with its own thing.
I will think on how to help. Do you have a name?
Shakes.
His name is Shake.
Let's slowly go through this. A.
Stops.
B.
Stops.
C.
Stops.
D.
Stops.
E.
Are we really
You
doing
just hear it. Mittens, you're falling behind again.
If you're going to go through it all, it gets to L.
L. Okay. Second letter.
It gets to
Can we
A.
just call it L?
I'll tell you what, it gets all the way through to Landar.
Oh, I genuinely thought you were going to spell out lamp then.
I should have done it.
Lamp.
I
I
should-
am lamp.
I am lamp. I was a lamp in life, like in death. So yes, it gets to Landar and then stops answering to letters.
What was that? Lambda.
Lambda, yes, Lamdah. Yeah, like lambda, same thing. Any more questions for the strange thing, or no?
I'm falling behind my friends, Lambda. I will have more questions later.
It shakes.
Stay safe. Good luck. Be well.
It stops.
Oh, no.
Don't be well.
As you guys are traveling, it gets to around maybe 3, 4 o'clock now, and you are now well clear of the forest, and you are in an area. Well, I say you get clear of the forest. You think you get clear of the forest before coming back into a little more of a deadwood type place. Clearly, up here it is too cold, it seems, for most of the forest to survive, and yet for some whatever reason, these trunks and trees and bushes are still here, like sort of like nails and fingers growing into the sky, very, very thin, very, very gaunt. As you pass through this area, you begin to realize that you guys can't see, God, 30, 40 feet, not even that, 30 feet in front of you. Everyone just roll me, who's leading the group?
I feel like Nevado, maybe? Yeah. Kind of our terrain guy, aren't you? You're the closest thing to a ranger.
Just roll him in it.
I'd argue I'm better than Ranger. I mean, there is also Daviak who has the map.
He does have the map, but he's keeping close to you guys, especially during like a lot of this thing. He's keeping very, very close knit to you guys, almost as like a.
If he's anything like Mazzy, he'll just be cowering at the back.
Oh, maybe he's not here, so he can't stand up for himself, so a bit annoying.
I think you mean practically standing in the rears to use his ranged capabilities most effectively.
Yes,
Nancy is spoken for, lovely.
exactly what we meant.
As you're stood there, So, Nevada, you're up front.
I will just say,
Tell him-
apparently
I
my
keep telling
laptop is
that,
no longer
but
connected to
doesn't
the
fancy
internet,
it.
so if I suddenly drop off,
Fair enough.
Oh, you're here through magic and magic alone.
I don't understand it. I don't know how to do it.
Nevada, what's your AC?
What is my AC?
Yes.
It is higher than whatever you're rolled.
Higher than a 31.
It's
I'm joking. I'm
Yes,
joking. I'm
actually,
joking.
as
It's
it
not a
happens.
31. It's not a 31. Is it higher?
it's 13. My AC is
Oh,
13.
okay. So you watch as very, very suddenly this spike just flies straight past you. And because you're at the front and it's very, very dark. Not dark, but it's very, very you can't see like 30 feet beyond you through the storm. You do, however, hear a roar similar to that of some kind of lion.
Can you pipe down, please, Mittens? It's a very tense situation.
Through the...
Oh, there goes Matt.
Oh, there he goes. But he's back.
Right back there, wow.
I was gone for a long time, but as soon as it kicked me out, I'd dial back in.
Oh, nice. You hear, then, after this roar, the sort of crunch of many feet on the snow, and stood directly in front of you seems to be this large, lion-esque creature. I say lion-esque, it is definitely a lion, but its head is... I wouldn't necessarily say slightly more humanoid, but there's more human expression in it, and it seems its mouth is slightly, more capable to make humanoid expressions. Its eyes are only slightly bigger. Upon its back are two large wings, almost like bat wings, and its tail, most interestingly, is long, and it's almost barbed. It's got these strange white, almost like icicles, barbs growing out of its long white tail. Its fur is mostly like very, very light grey, like almost white, and its mane is pretty much like grey. As they approach, there are three of these things. Two of them stood behind, one of them slightly in front, and they stop, and you stop. They don't attack right now. They merely sort of stood. Roll me an insight check. Or a nature check.
Okay.
Not good. Also not good.
Oh,
Well, 11. So, they're very obviously not attacking you, which means either they don't want to fight, or they are almost intelligent enough to think they don't have to fight. But the way that the two of them behind and they're growling, and the way that it flung the ice sort of spike at you, makes you think that, but maybe they are ready to fight. The middle one, ever so slightly larger than the other two, sort of steps up a few feet in front of his friends and just lets out this roar. And he sort of plants his 2 feet on the ground, roaring once again at you, and just sort of looks at each and every one of you. And it slowly starts just walking right to left, sort of like on the spot, looking each of you up and down. The two at the back are clearly readying themselves for something, but it's strange. Though these things look very predatorial, they aren't fighting right now. What would you all like to do?
I shout back at it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You shout back at it.
Say it roars, I just go,
Yeah, roll me an intimidation check.
No, I've heard of these things. They're like lions, and they give you riddles.
Are you saying this to him as he's shouting at them,
Yeah.
or?
Yeah, these are the ones. These are definitely the ones that give you riddles.
So if
I
you're
think-
shouting,
I
Nevada,
think
roll
if
me
you
a
get riddle, you
intimidation
get, like,
check.
Food or something?
I'll say because you're just a person shouting at this thing with disadvantage.
Oh, that'd have been so good.
So you're just stood there, and you feel this like well within you of like, okay, you could do this. You don't need your powers. You could just scare them away. You on the Nevado stone. You just start like randomly. If people were looking far off, it almost looks like you're like weirdly chanting at them, like
Nevado tries to be intimidating, but it just looks like he's gone
They are not concerned. They merely
What you
stand
mean?
there, and the very front one just stops. Its tail sort of slowly rises in the air, and so do the others. Almost now as if they look like they're like holding actions right now. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? One final action before potentially initiative is called. Unless you guys want to just call initiative and go into a fight.
I just put my hands in front of me and just sort of slowly crouch, just like a sort of calming. Just
Okay.
and I'll sort of hiss at everyone else like, get on your, lower yourself a little bit.
Okay. I'll say then that could be a group. If everyone joins in, I'll say that's an animal handling check from you, Giri.
Oh,
And I'm going to say a persuasion check from everyone else, as you know, you're trying to calm the situation down, and everyone else is just trying to be non-threatening.
oh man!
Oh.
Balzanor!
Oh,
God.
it's animal handling, but
Well, I've got a +7 to persuasion, but you know.
We've got Mittens. Can you save the group?
no, definitely not.
oh, good persuasion, haven't you?
Nope, definitely not.
You all sort of, Giri, you sort of come forward, but you come forward way too fast. You almost like barge in front of the others. And as you do, one of them definitely thinks you're making a move.
Oh shit!
One of the held actions goes off, misses entirely, just. But everyone else doesn't quite realize this, and so everyone else is awkwardly getting on the ground. Balzanor was the only one actually like seeming, even though he's the biggest and just looking at you guys, probably the scariest. He's also the one who seems at the moment the least threatening, as he's sort of like lowering himself and almost like he's like being arrested. Very, very genuine. But the rest of you are lowering yourselves, but almost in that sense where you're fully expecting this not to work and for you to break into a fight, so you've got this aggression. And with that, could everyone quickly roll me some initiative?
Oh, we tried.
You tried.
Matt, what are you on? And can I have some, please?
I think I put bonus into persuasion because I thought, I need to be intimidating. So I'm a big guy, I'm scary, but I didn't think that was the kind of thing that I needed for just then.
Could you all also stick yourself on the bottom half of this map down
I
here?
just need to say it, Matt. There's an intimidation skill.
Oh, maybe I wasn't thinking that. I don't know why I put it in that then, but I have to.
I'm also 99% sure that as a minotaur you automatically get, I think it's either in persuasion or intimidation. I'm pretty sure you chose persuasion. You must have.
Probably it then. Yeah.
Nevado, can we get you on the bottom on that, please?
Is this a good time for a little break?
It might
Before
be,
the combat kicks off.
but
Yeah.
before we do a little break, I just want you all to see something. Just want you all to see something a little bit cute.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Him.
No, make him big.
And-
Make him big. Make him big. I want to see.
Oh yeah, no, he's not the same size as you guys. He's large. And
zoom in.
Sam, you don't have any spells or anything to keep track of, so
He's
I'm
not
gonna
funny.
say,
I do. I do.
Eh?
Got my
can you
gauntlet of
please?
teleportation. Yes, I look after Orson.
can you please look after Orson? Orson's stat block should now be in each of your things. You can muse
Bloody
over
awesome,
what
thank
Orson
you.
can now do.
Oh, he's a strong, stupid boy.
He is a strong dumbass. Yes.
Hey,
He's
Oh, bloody hell, yeah.
A little bit less wise. No, he is as wise as Mittens.
Oh god.
fantastic. Yeah, he's not very,
Can't
not very
imagine you
smart,
two
not very
getting stoned and
dexterous.
chatting then.
He has a lot of minuses. He is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magic weapons that aren't adamantine. Immune
One of his
to poison
reactions
and
is,
psychic damage.
protect my friends.
Yes.
Friends.
Protect my friends. When a creature Orson can see attacks a friendly creature within 5 feet of him, can use his reaction to reduce the damage dealt by 2d10. Orson takes this damage instead of the intended target.
Why in the slam it all looks official, but then the description for the slam is burning fire and death.
Oh yes, no, that was so. That was.
That's a heavy hit, by the way. 3d8 plus 7.
Yeah, you can only do one of them, sadly. But yes. So yeah, that was because earlier on I wanted to make sure it worked, but I didn't want to let on that Orson was getting a stat block. So that's what the thing earlier on was about TMF and burning fire and death.
See.
He also gets a big ol' Iron Man beam. Cause fun.
Ooh.
So there we go. There's also the stat block. You can have some fun with him beating on some manticores. And I'll see you guys in 5 minutes after the break. I'm actually staying here. I'm finishing my chips.
Ooh.
Why
That's
not?
some shady.
I'm some
But our
shady
boys-
on shady. Yeah, you all them shady just imitating some.
Your delay doesn't seem as bad,
stand up. Not as bad, but still bad.
No, shit. That's
Not
quite
as
a lot
bad.
better. You're responding to me straight away.
Good.
Cheers. Alright, so let me just type up these initiatives. So, Mittens is first, followed by Balzanor, followed by. What was. Orson. Oh, Orson's going after Balzanor. But Daviak is going after Orson. Well, before Orson, sorry. And then you've got Nevado, Giri. Boom. Initiative order. It's there on the right. I'm gonna make it really big. You can all see it. You'll know when you're going and what's happening. But sadly, even though you rolled a 20 on initiative, it is these things first. So, first one. Flies up. Wait, what's the flying speed again?
Oh,
Flying
not
speed.
flying shits again.
Flying speed's 50 feet. This first one, he's going up 20 feet. And he's flying 5, 10, 15, 20. This one, he's flying up 10 feet. And he's going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yeah, he'll go 50. And then this guy isn't going up, but he's going to fly. And he's just going to use, well, he's going to go like 5 feet up, and then 5, 10, 45. And they're all going to piss you guys off. So, red one attacks first. Cocked it. Oh god, yeah, that's 23 to hit you, Nevado.
That hits.
Fantastic. So it's 2...
They
5.
like attacking.
They are, yes, as you see, they sort of like fly up with their wings. They're very, very agile, very, very mobile in the air. And then you can see almost like instinctively they just like flap their wings almost backwards, and with it, it sends their tail like whipping forward. And with it, they whip one of these sort of like spines, these like almost like ice spikes. I guess you could say ice knives towards you. You take 9 piercing damage. And can you, and is anyone within 5 feet of you, can you make a dexterity saving throw?
He's not in a square.
As I'm not in a square, I'm going to decide that I am in that square.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw? 12. 12 passes, 12 passes, 12 passes, 12 passes, 12 passes. A 12 fails. The DC is 13, sadly. And therefore you take an extra 5 cold damage. As this spike that it flings towards you, almost like glass shattering, like as it impacts, just and it shatters and explodes into these small sort of like ice particulates that freeze as they explode. I've lost words. Blue one is going to go after Daviak. Wait, does that hit Daviak? Yes, that does hit Daviak. Hits Daviak. Straight sort of across the shoulder blade. Daviak takes that damage, and he makes a dex save, which he very, very easily passes, taking the damage from that. And green is going to shoot one at Balzi. Why not? Balzi does a 22 hit. I'm assuming yes. So that is 3, 6, 9 piercing damage to you too. And can you make me a dex save? Sadly that fails. and you take an extra 8 cold damage as things are cold. But that is their turn, so we go to Mittens.
So, big flying animal things.
Big flying animal lions with weirdly expressive faces for lions.
Ben, is there any symbol you could put on them just to indicate they're airborne?
Yes. I always forget about this. I forget you guys can't read my mind. So I will put... I get this with Chantel all the time. She says like, "Oh, Ben, I've already asked you once," and I'm like, "You didn't ask me anything." She's like, "Oh no, yeah, I asked you like in my head."
The sass on that as well. I've already asked you once, so why haven't you fucking done it?
Yeah.
Why haven't you read my mind and done the thing that I wanted you to do?
Yeah. Anyway, they're all flying. This guy is up 20 feet. That guy's up 10. No, sorry. Red, 20 feet. Green, 10. Blue, 5. There you go. You guys can melee attack green and blue. Not red. So far. So, Mittens, what you doing?
Yeah, so this is just giving me very vivid flashbacks. So, I'm gonna go invisible.
Mittens, you go invisible.
And I'm gonna move
Fantastic.
behind this rock.
And you move behind... It's like a big bit of like dead shrubbery.
Okay.
Like imagine all these trees. This is the best map I could find for this, but imagine all these trees are basically dead.
Okay.
Like I said, just like all these like bushes and things, way too cold for them to ever survive. You don't even know how long they've been here, but yeah, they are all completely rotting away. Okay, cool. Anything else on your turn, or is that it? Fantastic. Balzanor! What you doing, Balzanor?
If I use my bonus action to cast Tasha's Otherworldly Guise, can I then use the action to cast another spell?
No.
No.
You can use the action to cast a cantrip, or anything
or
like
just
that,
a general
but-
attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I will cast it.
Okay.
So I am going lower planes.
Lower planes. These. Well, what exactly do you look like now that you've got these large wings and everything like that?
Big red wings for the hell.
Nice.
I think that's all that's going to change. I really haven't thought much about it. Right. How far can I move with this?
I think it's 60 feet your flying speed is now.
60, okay.
You rapid boy.
Well, I'm going to come up to this guy, which is 5, 10. How high is red?
Red is 20 feet in the air.
10, 50. So if I get 20 feet to him, is that technically still 20 feet, even though it's up? And
I'll say because you're going like diagonally. Oh, I can't be bothered with maths. So let's just say you take an
Are you
extra.
saying that's within your fly speed?
Yeah. It's within your.
So I
fly
want to
speed.
see how much I've got left.
Oh, you've used 30 feet
30 feet. Okay.
to get to him.
So I can now make 2 attacks. And I have extra plus 2 bonus to AC. Okay, cool. That's good to know.
Cool.
Oh, jeez.
Roll to hit.
That'd be a great club, isn't it?
Fly speed.
40 foot fly speed. Well, you've used 30 feet.
Okay.
You got 10 feet left
Fine.
after this. Yes, that definitely fucking hits. Roll damage.
He's never been
As-
so happy that he didn't put any of his stats into charisma.
Very nice. 7 bludgeoning damage as you just clock this thing straight across
charisma to hit.
That's
his.
the issue.
It lets him. It doesn't force him, I believe.
Yeah, let's him.
Yeah. You can attack again.
Yes, I will, definitely. And
7, 11 doesn't as you clock this thing straight across. You haven't really flown a lot yet, and the howling winds everywhere is a little bit sort of like nauseating. So, yeah, you do almost find, as you then go down for your second strike, it does manage to shunt itself out of the way. I forgot to mention, because of this sort of like wind and everything all around, attacks beyond 30 feet have disadvantage. Like ranged attacks beyond 30 feet have disadvantage because of all the the wind and the snow and the mist and everything like that, as just a little thing for this combat. Cool. Anything else on your turn, Balzanor?
Considering it's only 10 feet of movement left, I'm not going to bother moving away and giving the guy a attack of opportunity. I thought I had a lot more. I thought I could get away a bit further.
Cool.
So I'll just stay for now.
Daviak is going to almost shoot into fighting mode. Map immediately away, charges right underneath Green, and he's going to try and cut it right up the middle of its belly. With his cool sword. That will definitely hit. And that will definitely crit. Yeah, that was fun to say. So he was there, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 sliding underneath there, but as he goes underneath, he's going to deal a hefty chunk of damage. And also, so that's like... Oh, but everyone roll a d8. I can't be bothered to roll all these d8s. Everyone roll a d8. That's all the d8s for his crit. Boom, there we go. Oh, that's max damage on that first hit though. Alright, so that is a fucking fine hit. You watch as David just charges through this thing, slides underneath, and his blade just sort of slash underneath its sort of like front section, and on the way around it just slashes at his hide again, but this one really opening up a large gash, a large wound in its sort of like hind leg, and it's sagging a little bit, but it still manages to remain up, and he's just there, sword in hand, staring it down. Again, the sort of like radiant energy beaming off of his sword, as he also gets to add radiant damage to his hits. But that's pretty much him. Orson! What's Orson doing? Orson just, alright, be confident, be
completely forgot I was controlling him now.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Alright. I'm gonna do it.
What's he doing?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's gonna come. Oh, I can't move his token.
Oh, can you not move his token? Alright, I'm on that. There you go. You should be able to move it now.
So, I know you said... Oh, is this green guy's within our range, isn't he?
Yeah,
Within
yeah.
my range. Okay. Orson's going to come up here. And... he's going to do a slam attack.
Roll to hit, Orson. I believe in you.
Here we go. Big boy plays 25.
Boom, 25 hits easily. But it's less of like a skilled hit, and he's just like, ah! Oof. And you know, just the sheer size of this thing, it just can't dodge out of the way fast enough, and he just brings one of his like, mighty arms down on its face and just cracks it across the face.
I believe that's all we can do. As well.
Yes, it is. It's a hefty little hit from Orson. Fair play.
Does it look like it's not doing as much damage as it should do, or is this damage getting through?
That damage is getting through.
Okay.
These things are potentially slightly more common in this kind of area. They're not, necessarily fiendish. You guys would have heard of manticores before. They're nothing new. They're nothing that's, completely, oh my god, crazy in the world of Ambyr, or even in the world of Titan. Generally quite mounting, dwelling creatures. Anything else for Orson?
Nevado's not been yet, has he?
No, Nevado's next.
He's gonna look across at Nevado and just say, Nevado, hit them like you hit me.
And with that, Nevado, you're up.
I've got something a little better in mind. So I'm going to cast Conjure Animals.
Conjure Animals, okay.
At level 5.
Level 5.
And I would like to summon 8 giant wasps.
8 giant wasps. Alright,
Good
I can dig
God.
it. If I just type in wasp, is there anything wasp-like on here? Oh, there's some premium assets. Why does it come up with guns? Why? I typed in wasp and it's just coming. You can tell the makers of Roll20 are fucking American. Okay, I'm just gonna go bug. And we're gonna grab any bloody bug that we can possibly grab. You know what?
Bugs like alien tokens.
Are there?
Yeah, but they're also pretty humanoid. But they are.
Okay.
I remember from when we did Star Wars miniseries.
Familiars and summons, and you are going to get a.
What's
Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Giant wasp.
I believe a giant wasp is challenge rating of half.
So
Should be, I think, 4 at level 3 and then 8 at level
you get 8
5.
wasps.
8 giant wasps.
Oh my
Well,
God.
so
Or
what
in
we're going
this
to do?
case, 8
These are
bats.
some batty-looking wasps. Yeah.
These are some batty-looking wasps, but bear with me. So that one's going to be red. That one's going to be blue. That one's going to be green. That one's going to be orange, and they're all going to be Nevado's giant things controlled by Nevado Stone. Orange is now yours. Green is now yours. Blue is now yours, and red is now yours. You should be able to move them, control them, do what you want. Each one represents 2 giant wasps
Sweet.
as they suddenly buzz around in the freezing cold air.
1, 2, 3, 4. And can I command them to attack? And once I've done that, I'd like to not polymorph, wild shape
Mm-hmm.
into a giant vulture, please.
Into a giant vulture.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm assuming that's large.
Action.
It is. No, I can. I'm 100% sure we've been through this before, and I can wild shape.
It's only
I
druids
can't
left
attack.
of the moon, isn't it?
So only
No.
moon druids, I thought.
No, you look it up right now.
He will. I don't know why I
I'm gonna hold on. Does it say on
Well-
your character sheet about
Well,
it? If it says on your
I can't
character sheet,
attack.
you can't
Yeah,
attack.
that's your
no.
action.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I can do the action of wild shaping because
Waldron, you can use your action to magically assume the shape. Yeah, you can
Oh.
use this feature twice. Druid level victim. Yeah, so you can use your action.
This is
Well,
why you should have been a circle
fine.
of the moon druid.
I didn't know that Circle of the Moon Druid was 100 times better.
So instead of
Anyway,
becoming
I
a giant
see the
vulture,
benefits of yours.
Maybe Nevado needs to just devote some time to learning the moon.
I mean, the moon is a giant rock.
The moon is basically the tallest mountain.
Exactly. So therefore, in the anyway, giant wasps.
Alright,
Giant
each of these
wasps.
tokens is 2 wasps then.
each
2
of them is
wasps.
2 wasps. Yes,
So they get +4 to hit.
giant wasp. So yeah, I'm gonna say these tokens take up 2 squares, like they kind of are doing like now. And that's how we're gonna do this. There we go. They take up 2 side-by-side squares as these wasps travel in weird 2s.
Orange is gonna attack first.
All right,
+4 to hit.
+4 to hit. Well, the first one's a nat 20, and the second one also hits.
What can wasps do?
Wasps
So they do
pretty gnarly.
1d6 +2 and then 3d6 poison damage.
So, okay. So for the first one,
To save
just
it.
roll me
It's a DC 11 con save.
DC 11 con save.
Otherwise
Alright.
they take half as much damage.
Well, the first attack, it fails. And that second attack, it also fucking fails. This green one's not having a good day. So, roll. God, what was it? So that was a crit.
D6
so
plus
that's 2d6 plus 2, and then 3d6. So that first attack actually does 4d6 plus 2 plus 66.
So 10d6 plus 2 for the first
Yes.
attack.
Roll 10d6 plus 2 for the first attack.
Right, I've already rolled 2,
Okay.
so
Okay.
Roll it.
I'll roll
Okay.
it.
Now, yeah. Now just
Oh.
roll. Could you just type in
I'm-
the thing?
I'm trying to find it, but you're putting me under pressure.
What's a DF?
Right.
Nevado wants
It's
to
the-
do something weird with
It's the
those ones.
F. It's the F this Manticore is going
Right.
to need.
I need seven more
7 more.
D6s.
7d6.
Oh, that's disappointing. 3 ones.
Oh, 3 ones. 5 plus. That was 29. Oh dear God. Yeah, as these wasps sort of like hurl in, and one of them just swings around and like latches onto its neck with its stinger, and the other one almost latches onto its stomach. But the one that latches onto its neck stings him first, and almost goes like it pierces into its neck, and you can just see like blood coming out. It's awful. This thing howls, falls down onto its feet, and then the other one pierces into it, and it just whimpers a little bit and just falls. And this thing, sadly, dies a horrible, horrible death. Fucking hell. I mean, you just about got it, but fucking hell.
So those were the first 2
Cool.
wasps.
Those are the first 2 wasps.
2 more wasps. Oh my god.
Hang on.
10d6.
Again. Oh
I
my.
don't think he
Jesus.
rolled the attack for the second wasp.
Wait, does each wasp get 2 attacks?
No, each wasp gets 1 attack, but it's 2 wasps per thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
surely...
So
Yeah.
all he's done is roll the crit for the first wasp so far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. This thing's dead, so... Oh no, yeah, because that first one would... Okay, so I'll say roll the thing for the second one, and I'll allow you to move the orange one over to attack blue.
Wait, roll the damage.
So yeah. Roll with the damage for the second one from orange.
So, what is it? D6... 4d6?
2d6, 5d6, because it failed its thing. So it's 2d6 plus 2 plus 3d6. So 5d6 plus 2.
Is it 5? It's only 1d6.
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, okay, so 4d6 plus 2. There we go. 4d6. Roll it.
That means
Riggedy,
the first
raggedy,
thing
roll it.
would have lived then, is it? Because it would have been 8d6 rather than 10d6.
There is so much going on, I'm just going to say it's dead. Roll 4d6, Luke. Dear God.
Oh my fuck.
Oh my... Okay, so that's 24 damage to
These
this
are
thing.
lethal bats, bro.
Oh my god.
And then roll
the second
now-
lot of
the
8d4.
second lot, which is... Yeah, no, 8d6.
Do both
86.
hit?
8d6. The second one, so the 12.
Plus
What's the plus on
Plus,
the 12?
plus
Plus
4.
2 doesn't.
Yeah, sorry.
Plus 4
Plus 4.
hits. So roll 10d6.
8.
Isn't it?
Also,
8.
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, 8d6. Roll
con
8d6.
saves for the thing.
Yeah. Roll a natural 1.
And the second attack.
These manticores were meant to be scary.
They're getting stung to death by wasps.
Big ones!
I think it's because Ben's made them bats, but they're not at all intimidating to me.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they are now. They're mashing this
It's-
manticore to pieces. Your double crit helps as well.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
now... Okay, now it gets to roll against the second one. Okay, finally it fucking passes. So roll 4d6, and then I'll half the final 3d6.
Just wait when they're all dead, yeah.
So 4 plus 2 plus 4 is 10, half to 5. So 5 minus that, it takes 6, plus 2, 8 damage. No one questioned me on that. No, not quite.
Cool. I guess what's this guy here? Blue, he's going to attack now.
I regret so many things.
Oh my god!
Stop! For fuck's sake! No fucking way!
Can we just say it's dead?
I think I might just should we all just give up? Just watch the back and watch.
Watch the show. Yeah.
I'm really glad Balzanor used that 6th level spell. Just have these
Yeah, I know,
things
same.
fucking demolished.
So glad.
You go up into the air with these like
I've
wings,
got a great
and
view
it's
of
a,
this,
it's a
honestly.
big moment for you, and then these little wasps come through. Bzzz.
Oh my lord. So, yeah, roll. You know what? No, it needs 10 hit points would kill it. And you can't physically roll. Shit, okay, yeah. So this one's
shitting on the bears.
Yeah. Why did you ever summon bears in the foot? Oh my god. Okay, so then that's that manticore dead. With the first attack.
Second attack over on red.
Giant wasp is technically a medium creature, so it's the same size as a person.
Yes, that is terrifying. 15, yeah, hits, and it needs to make a con save. It passes the con save, so roll 4d6. Half. Okay, you have done. So that's 3 plus 2 piercing damage. That's 5 piercing damage. 6 plus 2 plus 3. So that's 11. Half to 5. So that's 10 damage overall. No, 9 damage overall. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Get a roll.
Okay.
And finally,
If red gets a crit,
red on red.
I'm going to be
You know what's
concerned.
going to happen. Go on, Luke.
Oh,
Ah, finally,
used up all my luck.
finally, it misses.
You've used up all of your luck and then some. 3
Yeah.
crits in a row.
3 crits in a row. Oh my god. So yeah, and the final one, almost like from seeing what's happening, it's already got these like these 2 wasps on it. It just uses its like spines to almost like swat itself, and these final 2 wasps aren't able to make any purchase. Okay.
You think that was bad? The best one is technically giant poisonous snakes, because they deal the same poison damage, and you get twice as many of them.
Why?
However, they can't fly.
Why?
Yeah, so in this situation,
In
Okay.
this situation.
You know, quite a while back, Mazzy was holding the record for the most damage in one. I think was it 1 hit or 1 round.
It was 1 hit.
on.
Okay, that's a bit different then. Okay, if
Yeah.
it was 1 round, I've just been completely outgunned.
Yeah, you have done completely outclassed. That's over 100 damage just from your fucking wasps.
Buzz.
But fine.
Buzz, buzz.
Buzz, buzz.
That doesn't
Giri.
at all.
Giri, just
Hold on a second, I'm just changing the group emoji to a wasp. Oh, there is no wasp. Is there a bee?
There is
I think there's absolutely a wasp. There's got to be. Otherwise, there is a
That
bee.
looks more like a wasp than a bee.
That looks like a weird crossbreed. But okay, kill this thing. Kill the manticore.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Sorry, let me focus. Which one is it? Red?
Red is the only one alive.
The only one that's still alive.
How high is red?
20 feet in the air.
So I can't
20?
reach it.
Yeah.
You cannot melee it. No.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. If I go there, is Mazzy in my way if I were to throw some javelins at it?
I would say yes. It would get quarter
From
cover
underneath.
because you're throwing it underneath it, but technically it's like top half is still kind of covered. So I'd say I'll give it a +2 to AC.
If I go next to Nevado, does that
Then it
negate
has no, because now it has 2 medium-sized bees. Oh no, wasps in front of it between you and the manticore.
Okay.
So I'd say you need to go like properly around, like here around this way somewhere. Or right up underneath it.
Fucking Misty Step over here because I can. And
On top of the tree?
yeah, I'm just in a tree.
In some shrubbery, just.
I don't know, I'm a
chilling.
bit horrified. Like I can't imagine a wasp killing something is nice, is it?
No, this
I
is.
mean, not any death is nice, but it's
You've
just
all
been
seen the
stung.
Hunger
I mean-
Games, right?
Yeah,
They get
that's
stung.
exactly
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of.
Like,
No, that is.
they get stung by pretty large, but like the size of your thumb wasps, and they get these swellings like the size of a golf ball.
Mittens, this is extra bad for you because these things are lions, so there is some similarity here. So you definitely know what it would sort of look like if you got stung. Yeah, you are. Yeah, that would be horrifying. This puts that massive thing in the Yetis in the Yeti cave to shame, because though that one had more blood and gore, this one's just terrifying. But there we go. Roll to hit. 21 hits.
11 damage.
11 damage. 11 damage.
Is it dead?
It's not dead.
Another javelin. 17.
Hits.
11 damage.
11 damage. It's not dead.
Final javelin. 24.
Hits.
11 damage. That's all max damage, by the way.
Oh my... What is with you guys today?
That's what happens when you have a rest. You can't.
That is what happens when you have a rest. Now...
This is an advert for sleep, is it?
Get your 8 hours, kids.
Sponsored by Chamomile Tea.
This thing is going to roll a quick... I'm going to roll a quick wisdom save for it. Okay, roll to 3. This thing is now frightened of the wasps after what it's seen.
Is it not dead?
It's
How
not
much damage
dead.
was Luke doing?
Luke sadly missed with 2 of his wasps.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing's not dead. It's frightened of the wasps. But it probably definitely wouldn't stick around.
Okay, I'm going to action surge.
Okay? I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Alright. Another javelin. Watch this miss. 15.
Just hits.
Max damage.
Oh my lord!
I'm so glad we're doing this on a really important fight.
Yeah. I've just thrown... What's that? 44 damage in javelins? Is it still alive?
It's still alive.
Lightning javelin.
Oh my god.
Lightning. Ciao! 13, no!
13 misses. And your lightning javelin, you hurl it back. Your arm is now like fucking sore. And you hurl it back. And you throw, and this just arc of lightning sort of like thunderously crackling off this javelin just goes way off and lands somewhere near Daviak.
Does it still take the lightning damage?
Read to me lightning javelin.
Just getting it up.
Because I think it's only if it hits.
When you hurl it and speak its command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a line 5 feet wide that extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. Each creature on the line, excluding you and the target, must make a...
Okay, so it's still... Okay, so it's actually not even a roll to hit, it's just a save.
No, because he aims at a target.
The lightning bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches the target. Make a ranged weapon attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes damage from the javelin plus 4d6 lightning damage. So, if it misses, it doesn't do anything to the person, I don't think.
Okay, cool.
Because it's that line effect of throwing that gets you all the extra.
That's a joke.
Thunk, lands in the ground below, and then there's just this crackling from behind Daviak, and you just hear him shout over, watch out next time! Yep, cool, okay.
Just realised how reckless that was. Cool, I'm done.
Cool, you're done. Finally, it's go. It's terrified. It's going to disengage. And it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then up another 20 feet. That's 50. It's now 40 feet in the air and there. And I use this action to disengage. So there we go. It's running away. Are you guys still going after it?
No. I'm not. Don't know how Giri feels about it.
Are any of my javelins lodged in it? So I want them back.
Yes, a couple of them would have just fallen off, so you get half of them back. The other ones you think are useless because they are lodged inside it. Probably, the shaft is broken on the inside, and that's why they're still lodged inside of its hide. Is anyone going after this thing?
Can I send the wasps?
Yeah, of course you can. So we go then to Mittens' turn. You said you weren't doing anything. Was there anything you wanted to do? Just
I'm hiding.
cool. Balzanor, are you doing anything?
I'm definitely going after it.
Okay, go after it.
Cast
Is
a
it a
level
waste of a
spell
level
for it.
3 spell?
Probably.
Because I don't know how much health it's got left.
Make
It must be low.
Actually, I get to-
make a medicine check if you want to see how much health it's got.
Oh.
I'm going to do this from now on. Make a medicine check to see how
I've got
good
-1,
it's looking.
but let's see how this goes. Oh, I've got no clue.
Let's see.
It's got some javelins in its side,
That is true.
so nothing really looks good with javelins in its side. I mean, except for you, of course. But
I can attack twice, can't I? So I think I'll firebolt and firebolt.
all right, roll for firebolt
For God's sake, was
This is
useless.
and roll for firebolt.
Don't think that's how it works.
What do
not?
you mean?
Because it's extra attack.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's.
Well, so I can only.
You can only melee attack.
What
Twice.
shit?
Or
ranged
you can
attack.
only use a weapon attack.
Yeah,
I only got a shit
Oh, yeah.
weapon. I'm a spell person here. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, that's crap.
Because it's presumably it's
Ah.
extra attack.
You have sorcery points.
You do have
Yes.
sorcery points, so
You
you
could
could
bonus action,
you could
cantrip.
bonus action.
Or a spell.
Yeah, you could quicken spell to get something as a
Ooh.
bonus action.
Definitely do that then.
Cool, and 17 hits. Roll the damage. And as this thing is trying to fly away, panting and heaving, it looks back, and just as it looks back, Balzanor just forms this little bolt of fire in his hands, smacks into its face, and this thing just suddenly, like it was going fast, and you can just hear this loud crack and thud from a little way yonder. That was a combat.
Is it?
I'm not entirely sure.
It's an
Oh, the slaughter.
annihilation.
I thought it
It
was.
was a little bit of a slaughter. The area once again goes silent, except for the howling of the constant howling of the wind through these sort of like dying roots and trees and bushes and things like that. Anything you would like to do here now, or are you just keeping on, keeping on?
To whoever's listening. Yeah.
Yeah, keeping on, keeping on. Fair enough. Daviak sheaths his sword, gives Nevado a bit of a pat on the back, and just says that was horrifying, Nevado. Horrifying.
Thank
All
you.
I've got in my notes is Nevado summons giant wasps and kills them all.
It just says, Nevado, that was horrifying. Is it weird that I'm proud?
Thank you, General.
Cool.
You got deeper, isn't it? Thank you, General.
I kind of like the thought that at the end of that battle, he dissipates the wasps, and everyone just kind of looks really, really like terrifyingly at Nevado, and Nevado just goes, "It was all in the imaginings." And continues walking on like nothing ever fucking happened. And so you continue on.
It's a shame.
The day.
So I was going to say, it's
Oh.
a shame Nevado doesn't get. I don't think he gets access to Phantasmal Killer or something like that, where you can just make someone imagine something hurting them, and because they're imagining something hurting them, it physically hurts them.
Yes, that would be
That
dark.
would be fun.
It's all in the imaginings.
I think Oramis can get it. Anyway, continue on for the rest of the day,
Not-
and you
Got
go
two spells
into
also, didn't he?
some more. You sort of like go into some more clear area, and as the hours roll on by, and you sort of reach a little bit more of an open area. All around you there are these huge mountains, and you are blocked a little bit by the storm from this. And you realize you're in a little bit of a valley. The weather, anyway, starts to starts to cool off, starts to ease down, and you can finally actually start seeing a little further away. And you begin sort of ascending this ridge up and up and up, till finally you reach its crest. And you look over, and Daviak sort of pulls out the map and goes, "Alright, there it is." And he points towards this single mountain. Now the mountain itself is fairly lonesome compared to a lot of the others. A lot of the others are connected by long ridges and things like that, whereas this one is only connected by one ridge, and it's actually quite low down compared to what it is. Even from here, you can tell that this place is something. You can see bits of architecture, though you're a fair way away. You're still, maybe 3 or 4 hours walk away. But from here, you can get a pretty good view of it, and you can see these, like I said, piece of architecture that almost wind up like archways on a path that wind up and up and up, almost around. There's a little bit of an incline to get over the sort of low ridge, and then around the mountain, maybe like twice, before eventually stopping. And where they do stop is pointed just about west, so you can pretty much see it. And there is, obviously, like you can see these slight white of snow resting on architectural plateaus and things like that. Definitely man-made structures, though decaying and old with age. Some of these archways, and like most of these archways, are evenly spaced, but some of them aren't there. Some of them have only, half of them there. In some places, the path just completely drops. You have to maybe, move around some of it. Everyone make me a perception check, as that is the very obvious way into this mountain. Maybe with your keen eyes, you can see some maybe potentially other interesting points as well.
I'm still imagining the wasps.
you're just like, why did I not use that anytime sooner? That would have been so good.
We go into the rest.
I think we're all still trying to understand what just happened.
You're all still a little bit horrified. Mittens. And mostly Giri. And Giri as well. So, yeah, Nevado, Balzanor, you guys are like chuckling yourselves away at these wasps, and imagining how much damage they could do against the orcs, and sort of chuckling to yourselves about that. Whereas Mittens and Giri, you guys are a little more focused, and you're looking, and you can see that on the slightly more eastern side of the mountain, there is what looks like an area of debris piled up against the side of the mountain. Almost, and these are like large boulders, very, very large boulders. Giri, you almost dismiss it. There's no way into there. Mittens, you look at it and think, well, now hang on. Why are there these large boulders all piled up against this one side of the mountain? There must be some kind of entrance behind there that was maybe blocked off a very, very long time ago. It seems that, there was it doesn't look like there was any plateau that once fell on top of this thing. So it seems that a very long time ago, someone must have put these boulders here, put this large bit of debris here to either keep people, out of this thing, out of this mountain, or potentially even to keep something in. You're not entirely sure. However, another thing you do realize, as Giri sort of like points out and notices to you, as the sun sort of crests over, it reflects off this thin line of white you see across the thing, and obviously more white than snow, like a reflection of the sunlight. And you realize it is a frozen over, trickling river. Not too wide, maybe 10-15 feet wide, but it does head straight towards the mountain and disappears inside a little crevasse, like a small little cavern from here.
Sorry, does the frozen river is separate to the boulders?
The frozen river is separate to the boulders, yes. Okay. So this, so the boulders on the east side, walkway on the west side. This is almost going directly sort of past you. In fact, as you're looking at the river, you realize, it only comes, it comes near you, and then obviously because you're on top of this ridge, it doesn't come up the ridge. It kind of curves around the ridge down below. But if you were to head down, you can follow that towards a small little cavern up on the inside where maybe there is a potential entrance inside that way. It is up to you guys to choose whichever way you would like to go in. You can investigate each of the areas. It'll still take you a couple of hours to travel there, but it's open terrain. You can see anything coming during this time. So, nothing particularly happens on your way there. So where would you guys like to look, investigate, and potentially get into the mountain from?
When you say it's a big pile of debris, like, is it like covering like a small cave way kind of thing? Or that's what we think, maybe?
Yeah, that's what you can assume. Like, Mittens is looking at it and thinking, yeah, well, these boulders and debris and things like that were clearly put here. So there must have been an entrance behind all of this.
How
If we-
big is this pile? Like 10 foot high?
Oh, it
20
is.
foot high,
It is.
50 foot
It
high?
is very, very big. Like, imagine, like, oh, that won't help. Say like 70, 80 feet wide, 40, 50 feet tall.
Oh, it's huge then.
It is huge, and
Is
these
it lots of
boulders
smaller
individually.
rocks or... Oh, it's going back to say.
It's a mix, but some of them are like some of them are like 5 by 5 feet. Some of them are like 10 by 10 feet. None of them really go any larger than like 10 by 10, 15 by 15, kind of thing.
We've got three options as far as we're concerned. And there's the debris, there's the walkway, and there's the river.
Hmm.
For somewhere where a dragon went.
If we-
Right? We think?
Well, it's a tomb, isn't it?
Well, it's a lair.
We're looking for a lair.
Hmm.
So the dragon would have to have gone in and out. So it's going to need a big door.
Yeah.
So
Is it? Well, did you not?
No.
Not Mazzy. Did Daviet not say it's a volcano?
It was once a volcano.
Does it
That
not open at the
housed-
top?
Potentially.
Is there? Can I investigate for any sort of evidence? Because that whatever that creature wanted to find it. Is there any evidence that something else has been here?
I mean, like I said, like right now you are, good couple of hours away. You're seeing this mountain just all in its glory, and from where you are, you can't really see anything. About your comment about the the dragon's entrance. Of course, yes, you are potentially looking for a dragon's entrance, though this architectural entrance that sort of runs around the mountain doesn't look like about the size of a dragon would necessarily
that's
use.
what I mean. But the boulders are piled up on a huge pile.
Yeah.
Which would
Yeah,
make sense
yeah.
that
If
that's how
we-
the dragon flies in and out.
If we took a long rest, I could prepare past wall, and I could potentially tunnel us through the boulders.
It's like Aramis is here, except for long rests.
Yeah, you could.
I wouldn't mind a little rest, and I think that's actually not a terrible idea because I think we want to come in from a way that wouldn't be expected. So a sealed off entrance. I don't think people will be expecting that. So I don't particularly like the idea of a frozen lake. I think that's just a lot of trouble potentially. And then there's obviously the main way. So never mind. Shall we vote on it? Democracy here. Who votes for Luke's
Sounds
plan?
like a plan.
Oh,
Also puts both hands up because he likes.
You just
proud
like
to
the
have two
idea of
hands.
being stoned. Like, I could help. I'm already stoned, so I think I'd work with this plan just fine. And Davik's just like, whatever gets us in quickest and easiest. Really, I'm easy.
The plan is quickest. We have to wait 8 hours.
it's not quickest, but it's easy.
Are we not?
Maybe.
How
But
much
is
of
it-
the day have we gone through?
Like I said, so it takes you about like a day and a bit to get there. So by now, it is starting to get like that fight was around maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now it's
Okay.
getting to about 7 or 8. So you could take a bit of an earlier night, get an earlier start in the next morning.
We're a couple of hours away, right?
Oh yeah, you are a
So-
couple of hours away, so you could potentially get there.
Have a look around. Camp out.
Yeah. Yeah. If that's what you guys want to do.
Mhm.
Cool. Take a hike straight through this, straight through the center of this. Orson is having a bit more fun because the snow piles up fairly high here. He's having a bit of fun, just like pushing with his arms all the snow away for you guys as you're moving along. Davyak almost trails back a little bit from the group, just taking in the mountain a brief moment. Just, I don't know, looking at it in a lot of grandeur, and he sort of looks it up and down and all the different entrances and things, and then he realizes, oh crap, I'm trailing behind a little bit, better keep up, and then he finds himself doing it again a few minutes later. Yeah, you can get to the side of the mountain, and you can all take a long rest. Tiny hut. Boop, 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 boop.
Did I see any, depending how close we got, did I see anything that would indicate... So I'm assuming whatever came out of those crystals would be some sort of beast.
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, I'd rather not.
Would you like some help?
Or a perception check.
Oh, Ben. Can I make that a perception check, please?
Yes. Still take the same roll, but just add any bonus you got to perception.
Okay.
Would you
15.
like some help?
It's only
15.
one.
15. As far as you're aware, not necessarily in this area have you seen any kind of interference, especially looking around as you've been getting closer, trying to get a little bit of a better view of these sort of architectural, almost like cloisters that curve around this this pathway up, a little bit like Cirros' pathway as well. This probably once was a little bit more grand than it currently is through the weathering and everything. The stairs have all just molded into these misshapen, misaligned, just stone bricks or stone blocks essentially. But no, as far as you're aware, you can't see anything that would, there's nothing dead around here. There's no areas where maybe a spirit of hell may be quite kind of warm. So there's no areas where the snow has melted. There's no areas where anything like that's happened. As you make it towards the evening, settle down, and you can take a long rest. Giri, can you roll me 1d20? I forgot to do this on the previous day. Roll me 1d20. 3. Giri, you wake up the next morning with a beard.
What?
A fine plumage of a dwarven king, which is easily shaveable with your katana. It's not a... it is a beard how you choose it to be a beard. Obviously, it still has to be a beard, so sadly, you can't just say, I have no beard, but you can make it fairly short and easy to shave, if you would like, but that would maybe take a little bit of time in the morning to shave off and not nip yourself.
think it should be one of those stereotypical kung fu master
Seafood thing.
Tash and
Seafood. How does your beard look?
It's just a pair of mutton chops, and it's coming right off. But I don't know if not someone that typically grows a beard, so I don't know if. Yeah, I guess you'd feel it, and then just go and look in a river or something, go holy fuck, and then shave it off.
Yeah. You've got your blade, which I imagine you check every morning, and as you look at it, you're like, wait, that's. Oh, okay. Shh. Make a sleight of hand check
Oh god.
to shave, but you've never shaved your face before. I'm assuming.
Disadvantage then?
No, just a general sleight of hand check. Obviously,
I've got
before, but not ever.
other people's
30.
faces.
It takes a little bit of time as everyone's getting ready. Maybe you have to hurry your breakfast a little bit the next morning, but you do manage to get it off. There are a couple of visible sort of scratches, but not enough to deal any damage or anything like that, or have any effects. Just It's definitely a hack job, but
rolls a 1 and decapitates herself.
I was gonna say that. I was
This
gonna say
shaven
like
stuff's dangerous, bro.
roll like a d4 and you cut yourself pretty bad in your cheek, but otherwise you're good. So
Can I ask if she didn't shave it, would it continue to grow every day?
Yep.
So it's not just like it'll get there and okay, fair enough.
No.
Yeah, you have to shave.
Although no, it then is a beard. So it will grow every day like a beard does.
Good.
Yeah. So what is the plan, folks?
Can we roll back a sec?
Yes,
I
of course.
would like to speak to my lamp again.
You would like to speak to your lamp again, of course. Are you doing this like over the long rest?
Yeah, like over the watch and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. What are you speaking to the lamp?
Need to know more about you. Are you a man or a woman? Wait, that's not going to work. Were you a man?
Shakes.
Yes. Were you human?
Keep shaking. Wait, no. Stop shaking.
A dwarf.
Shakes.
Okay, a dwarf. Did you have a job within the church? Were you a priest of Balzanor? What was this god called?
Eberros.
Kiss.
God of death.
He lives.
Shakes.
Is Eberros like, would I know, is Eberros like an amber god, or is Eberros like a world god?
Eberros is like, so essentially all the gods of all the world are very, very similar. It's a bit like how, we've got Christianity and there's Islam.
Yeah.
Where, they are very, very similar.
Yeah.
And you can tell that there is potentially similar origins. So, for example, yes, Eberros is this world's god of death, lord of the nine hells. Okay. Maybe in another thing, he is still the god of death. But maybe, he is also god of the nine hells and lord of death.
Right.
That different thing.
So
but he is generally considered god of death for all.
Okay, so I wouldn't know that this person is necessarily an Amber native.
No.
Okay. Well, that'll be my next question. Are you from Amber?
Stops.
Okay. Not from... Well, that makes it real tricky. Because Mittens' knowledge of not Amber is probably great, but mine is awful.
If you wanted to say that you spent, your watch going through places where he potentially could be from, roll me a investigation check.
Can Mittens ask good questions?
Can
yes,
he ask
he
good
can!
questions? He can ask very, very good questions, it seems. It would appear that this Lambda is actually from the Feywild. Originally. The Feywild is an echo of our world. So he is technically from Amber, but in the Feywild. So there's a little bit of deliberation there. And yes, you learn that this person, maybe you get into more of his job, was a cleric of Eberros once, a very, very long time ago. Like maybe you'd ask like how long ago it died, and it does that thing where it shakes and then stops, shakes and then stops. It doesn't know. But it is definitely dead. And also with the 21 investigation, you get the sense that it wants to protect you, in a manner of speaking.
Okay. they're a protective spirit.
Protective spirit over the one who has, it seems, attuned with this thing. Would that be everything for the evening, or do you have any more specific questions? Or
Ask, is that a thing it wants to do, or does it want to be free?
I guess on asking that as like, do you want to be like, do you want to protect? And then it shakes, and then it says, and then you say, do you want to be free? And it keeps shaking.
Okay.
So it kind of wants to do both. Also, with your rather high passive perception, Davyak still does not sleep. Especially not this night.
He makes a real point of showing you his open eyes.
Well, he is like avidly just sat there in silence outside of the magic ball. Outside of the
so
thing.
loud with his silence.
He's just sat there, holding the map in two hands, turned, his back sort of away from you, and he's just staring out into the openness. Solemnly. So, the morning comes, long rest. What's the plan?
Well, Nevado, have you picked your appropriate spell?
Boogly boogly.
So, pass wall, you summon face spirits to take... Oh no, that's conjure animals, damn it. Pass wall. Pass wall. A passage appears at the point of your choice that you can see in a wooden, plaster, or stone surface, such as a wall, ceiling, or floor, within range, and lasts for the duration. Choose an opening, dimensions up to 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep. The passage creates no instability in a structure surrounding it. When an opening appears, any creatures or objects still in the passage created by the spell safely ejected to an unoccupied space nearest to the surface. Okay, so you cast Pass Wall, and you suddenly notice that a lot of the boulders and everything just start to... and they almost like crack and then crumble, and you notice they are actually breaking into pieces, and then all these pieces are almost crumbling and moving aside through this large sort of like boulders and things, creating a doorway. So there's, 2 huge boulders either side, they crack in like half, and then these halves crack in half, and then when they're just like small stones, they just get pushed and shunted off to the side, and then you notice, that similar things do similar things behind it and behind it and behind it, until eventually you have this wall into pure darkness within.
So we punched through.
You've made it through.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I then do produce flame?
You can.
I just counter it.
Produce
Not
flame.
use it to attack.
Is Balzanor lighting up again?
Of course.
Being the beacon.
Probably not.
How far does your light travel?
I don't think it's that far.
It's like 15 by 15.
Probably
It was like
the same
15 feet light.
I think it really is. It's just
Yeah.
it lights me up, then it lights the way.
Why do you have dark vision?
No.
Oh, that's why we're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have dark vision?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe you and I should push on ahead, and Nevado, and people can bring up the rear? Just scout ahead, because there's nothing very subtle about lit up
10 feet
horns. Is there?
in any dimension.
Davyak
For the light.
replies, he too has dark vision. Looking around. You can see most stuff.
Okay. I don't know if we push ahead a little bit. Oh, I don't know, that makes sense.
Maybe
Yeah.
I should go ahead.
What, for the stealth?
Yeah, because you sound like a walking pin down
And you are also bringing a stone golem with you.
I strike Mittens. No, I'm joking.
Would that doesn't work. Would Orson fit through that gap?
Was it 8 by...
It's 8 feet tall and 5 feet wide.
It would definitely be. How long can it stay open for?
It's like an hour.
Oh, 1 hour. Yeah, Olsen could fit
Yeah.
through. It would take him a while to, because he has to
Yeah, 1 hour.
go on his side and then almost like push himself through, mostly. But yes, he can fit through.
Okay.
It definitely does take him a little bit. Oh, sorry, just I'll be there in a sec, guys. Just wait for me. Oh, yep. Oh, and as soon as you get in, he goes, "Oh, a little bit dark in here." Hey, turns on his beams, and the first thing that you see is piles and piles of bones.
Oh.
Almost each and every one of them. Just as you're looking at this area, you can maybe count on 1 or 2 hands the amount of human or elven or dwarven bones that you see.
You annoyed.
But the dragonborn bones that you count in here, they must amass by the hundreds.
Oh my god.
Rib cages, and skulls, and skeletons. What's even worse is that most of the humanoid bones still actually have armor on them, though their flesh has decayed away from anywhere from 300 to 500 years ago. Their armor still remains, but hardly any dragonborn has any armor. They were fighting a losing battle in here. This was a massacre. Massacre's probably a definitely good way of putting it. As you push into this space. As you walk down the long hall, it only gets worse. Spears, thoroughly and firmly placed and just left inside dragonborn bodies. Swords still left in places, skulls cracked, bones broken. This was, murder on a level you guys have only read about. Giri, maybe you've seen something like this in bandit raids or something, but I mean, this war, it must have been bloody. Are you guys still, Mittens, are you pushing ahead? Or...
Yeah, I will push ahead.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check. $16. Okay. Is that... Okay. Can everyone other than Mittens make me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay.
What is this effect?
What are the effects that your armor does?
Frightened and charmed.
Frightened and charmed. Yeah, I'd say everyone has advantage. Just within 5 feet of you.
I mean, looking at Nevado's
Doesn't
and
make-
Balzanor,
Yeah, looking at
doesn't matter.
Balzanor, doesn't matter. But
You say
roll-
wisdom saving throw?
yes, please.
Oh Jesus! 2 nat ones.
Do you get advantage on your own save?
He does. Yes.
Thing is,
Oh, I do.
I've got
Okay.
worse than one of your nat ones, but I haven't rolled a nat one. I've rolled an 8.
Giri,
Oh dear.
you are fine. As you all enter and you feel this almost like breath of air. And you felt it when you came in, this cold breath of air just seep in to the space. But you didn't expect one to breathe back.
Uh-oh.
This cold chill that just reeks down your spine. Giri managed to just shove it off.
We to roll for awesome.
Actually, yes, please.
He's not very good at this.
he's not. No. Yeah. So you all continue to push down, and it is a long hallway as well. This is a very, very long hallway. And as you push down, you can see one portcullis that has been raised very, very, very high up. It seems like the chain next to it, there was like 5 spears just rammed into it to keep it up. These spears like pure metal as well, so they were definitely going to hold. Balzanor, let's start with you, shall we? As you push on, you think you can see a sort of crack in the wall. Sort of way through, or way into somewhere, you don't know. And you instinctively go check. And as you push on in, you can just hear the scraping of chains. And this heavy, heavy clop of hoof prints from within. And this crack is only maybe a foot wide. There's pure darkness in there. You approach and you look a little further in. And then just suddenly, appearing in front of you, is a face, very, very familiar to you. Its hair, long and raggedy, the iron ring in its nostrils now rotting away, the warm glow in its eyes fading. And instead of the bright cloak and sorcerer's garments that you usually wear, there is nothing but a large metal chain clasped around your neck. As you look into your own eyes, there is no recognition there. There is nothing but the beasts that your people once were, monsters, minotaurs. This thing looks directly at you, staring you deeper in the eyes than you've ever felt before, and then just headbutts the wall and just roars loudly. You have to pull yourself back a little bit, and then the roaring stops. You look again. Nothing there. That was weird. And you continue to push on. As you push on in this space, you notice that the area has another portcullis, this very, very large one, but it is sadly lowered. But there is a cavern that leads off left, which is a little bit smaller. The average size around for a person to walk through. In fact, a couple of people. It's a fairly large sort of hallway, it seems. What would you like to do?
Was it still me? I thought it was the group. Sorry.
No. Yeah, this is the group now. So, large portcullis, still lots of bones and everything everywhere, and a walkway just sort of veering off left, still in the same direction as the portcullis, but it seems that this area of the portcullis is very, very large for some much larger creature that has been shut off, and a smaller hallway.
Portcullis, or someone better than me investigate the portcullis? Are we caught up with Mittens, or is he gone past us?
I mean, Mittens, how close were you staying to the group? Were you pushing on? Were you not? Were you...
Probably like a 15, 20 foot like lead.
Okay.
Because I mean,
okay, yeah.
I can see in the dark, and I think Nevado's light is like 20 foot, so if I just stay just ahead of that, then I won't be... Then I can essentially hide in the darkness.
Okay. If you want, because you're a little bit ahead, you can just peer down the long corridor, if you'd like, and roll me a perception check. Just to sort of like peer down the long, smaller corridor to the left. 22, yes. You can tell this area sort of peers down and then opens up quite widely into what looks like a large cavern. Based on a basket on the floor, a small cart just to the side of this place, and the window on a building just off to the left, it looks like this eventually will open up into a almost like residential district, it seems, for Dragonborn within this mountain. from here you can even just sort of like see, like I said, just like this faint thing of a house on the left, and it seems that this cavern does open up quite wide.
Sorry, can you just talk me through the geography of this? So we've got the portcullis in front of us.
So you've got essentially like a portcullis here, and then just to the left of the portcullis down here, there is a pathway that leads off in a similar direction. But this one isn't blocked off by a portcullis or anything. And this, it seems, from what you can gather, leads off into some kind of residential area for the Dragonborn. This large portcullis, however, looking at it, behind it is just more long hallway.
Okay. So we can head into this residential district, or we can try and get through this portcullis to wherever we think this leads.
Yeah, pretty much. What would you like to do?
Well, if we catch up some Mittens and providers and go through the portcullis, I'd like to investigate it for traps.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, anyone can roll investigation.
We're all bad at this, aren't we?
Yeah, that's all rolling.
Yes, we're all.
I'm the bestest at it.
Oh, well done, Lou.
Well done, Lou.
Thanks.
17. So yeah, this portcullis definitely doesn't look like it is trapped. It seems definitely like the major thing of this portcullis is just that it's big and heavy. Dropping this thing down.
I'm sort of imagining
this is
like a tunnel, like a huge, like cavernous tunnel.
Yeah, this is a huge cavernous tunnel, maybe 60 feet tall, 70 feet tall, and then when it opens up into this area of the portcullis, it goes to about 80 feet, and the portcullis, and the portcullis goes up to maybe 60 feet of this, so it's like 60 feet tall, maybe 30 feet wide. This large sort of portcullis, detailed with inscriptions and writing that none of you seem to know, but also on sort of like there's some detailing on the portcullis, like little dragon heads that almost stick out, like just jut out a little bit with their mouths open, tongues sort of splayed out a little bit. Nevado. Yeah, so like I said, there doesn't seem to be any traps. The big thing about this is just a massive chain on the other side that it would probably take to, just on the other side of this, there's a huge chain. And the main thing of this portcullis is to just be heavy to keep people out. And it doesn't seem, looking at the other side, anyone actually made it through the portcullis. All the other, whenever this place was raided or sieged, they had to go through the residential area.
Push through then, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
I
want.
don't think there's any way we can try and get through some of it.
I mean,
Potentially, it's a big, heavy chain. Some of you have spells that turn you into bigger, heavier things.
Oh wait, there's a portcullis shut, or
The portcullis is shut, yeah.
oh, so we can't
Oh,
see
yeah,
it.
so
then.
You can,
Or is
like,
it like barred?
it's it's barred. Definitely barred, too small for any person to fit through. Maybe a very, very small person.
Is there any lever on the side?
Lever on the other side. You can't quite see around that
Okay,
far,
I'm
sadly.
I could.
Let's just step through.
Misty step through, yeah. And on the other side, there is a lever. But again, it does seem for a creature much, much larger than you, Giri. You could try and pull it. It'd be one hell of an athletics check.
Oh, let's give it a damn go. I love a challenge. Athletics, yeah?
Would be athletics, yeah, to just try and yank that yourself.
23?
DC was 25.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow, not a bad effort.
Not a bad effort at all. I actually, for a second, thought you might do it. And you do pull it, and you grab it, and just pull it as hard as you can, and you get it ever so slightly off the ground, which is an incredible feat for some, a medium creature of your size. And then just, you can't. Your arms give way, and if you ever want to, if you want to have any hope of trying to use your sword later on, you'd better give up now.
I can get this open. I just need a hand. Anyone want to come and give me a hand?
I'll give you a hand.
How are you going to get through here?
That's a good question. I can miss a step as well. Not miss a step. Fast step.
You can fast step?
Are you going to fast step straight into the material?
Well, it's a portcullis. I can see through it.
Yeah.
Is it a teleport?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fast step. Teleport up to 60 feet and unoccupied space, you can see.
Yeah, you're good then.
Each of your turns before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to teleport this way again. Cool. Sweet. This time.
Matt, are you sure you want to use level 5 spell?
Well, I don't have anything else I can get through with.
Who else is here?
I could. It seems like a waste, but I could wild shape into something like a rat.
You don't use it anyway, Luke. I'll just do it.
Right. I'll do that unless Matt, you really, really want to use your flash spell.
Matt, are you
I don't mind. I
fast
just thought I've got quite good strength stats, so I thought I could help. But it's fine.
You have, but you might have better use of the spell for something else.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you've done it now. You've fast stepped through. Ba-boom. On the other side, there he is. And this time, if Balzanor, you can roll with advantage an athletics check.
Come on, big boy. You have this.
Come on, big boy.
Oh, he does.
Hey, there we go. So the both of you, especially Balzanor, with your little bit of height as well. Fuck, that had to have been a very... That was 17 you would have had to roll. That's very, very good. Yeah, nice. So with your...
rolling like shit.
Your slight height advantage as well just means that you can grab both sides of it and just, and you just hear on the other side this almost a bestial grunt and growl of both Giri and Balzanor as they are pulling this huge thing, this massive lever, clearly meant for a larger creature, which being in the lair of a dragon you can assume is probably a dragon, pulling it down, and the chain does eventually. And this is loud. In here, these sound like gunshots. The raising of this thing, and as it opens enough. It seems, and then you eventually get it down, and it does open slowly, very, very slowly, and you can tell the rust of the. Created by the water, dripping water from the ceilings that you can occasionally hear, does mean it groans and grinds a little bit going up. But it does raise about 30 feet tall. Everyone can easily step through. Orson as well, he goes, "Oh, wow, you guys are strong." Oh. And then it drops. There is silence throughout the area for a brief moment. Everyone goes to continue on before you just hear this whisper blow through the room like a cold, chilling breeze. "What are you doing in my lair? Have you Southerners not done enough? Leave, or never see the light of day again. That I can promise you." And we'll call the session there.
Oh.
As you can potentially work out, you've pissed off Faz'ath Gorrs.
Yeah.